It's still buffering. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast. Excuse me, talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host Justin P. and my lovely co-host Miss Shannon Fitz. She's been gone away for a little bit, but she's back in action. Hey, bye. Welcome Shannon back. This is episode 44 for the YouTube channel, and for the audio version, season 1, episode 37. You can check it out check this out on all the links below. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Podtail, Podbean, Podplot, iHeartRadio, basically anywhere you get your music and podcast stuff from. Just type in Talking Ravens all day, every day, and that will list all the available platforms. Today, it's Mock Draft Tuesday, so me and Shannon back at it again. We're going to dig into some stuff about OBJ, of course. And we'll save all the Lamar stuff for Shannon on Thursday because, she's going to bring the fire. So, let's start with our mock draft. So, Shannon, you always go first. So, go ahead. Take it away, co-host.
Okay, so I have two mock drafts. So the first one I have Zay Flowers,
Mm-hmm.
Zach Pickens,
Okay.
Jacorian Bennett,
Okay.
Jackson Player, and Brandon Kipper.
That's good.
And on my second one, I have Deontay Banks,
Okay.
Kobe Wooden,
Okay.
Mike Morris, Eric Gray, and Rakim Jarrett.
Kim Judd, I like it. Okay. All right. I got a couple of them, so stay tuned. So I about like 4 or 5 of them. Now that I got the laptop, I'm gonna run these shits off like I don't know what. I'm so happy that everything is running smooth. Thank you, Hindu. Thank you, Shannon. Everybody that have reached out to help me with this. I appreciate all of you guys. All right, my first one. No trades, just a regular, mock. Number 22, Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC. We just signed Odell Beckham, so we're going to add to it and go and basically triple down with Nelson Aguilar. Not a real big signing, but he's going to play a role. So got Jordan Addison coming in here at 86. I got my guy from the U, Mr. Tariq Stevenson, big corner, 6'2", 200 pounds, can play press man. He from the University of Miami. We send him DBs to the league, so that's what we do. So he's gonna be on the other side of Marlon. Competing with Trayvon Marlon for that second corner spot. And at the 124, which is the third round, I got Byron Young from Alabama because there's two Byron Youngs. One play for Tennessee, defensive tackle. No Calais Campbell, no Brent Urban. So Metabike and Broderick Washington on a contract year. So the only defensive lineman that's guaranteed to be on the contract after this year is Travis Jones. So we need some depth there. And Byron Young being an Alabama guy, Armin Davis and those guys are going to, he can fill us in about him. So and I watch his tape, man. He's slim. He's for him to be 315 pounds. He's slim, 6'4", could play to run well, and he's disruptive in the pass. So right there, 124 got Byron Allen out of Alabama, interior defensive lineman. 157 offensive line. No Ben Powers, he's gone. Tristan Colon is gone as well. So we're gonna go Jared Patterson, guard out of Notre Dame, 6'6", 300, I think 15 pounds. Mauler, good pass protector. So him and Ben Cleveland can compete for that left guard spot. And then 199, this is an intriguing pick. More so because we don't know what's going on with Tyler Huntley. We know Lamar got what he got going on, but we know worst case scenario he'll play on the tag and be here. So Tyler Huntley, he may want to go somewhere else and start. So right here, 199, I got Dorian Thompson-Robinson, quarterback, UCLA. Dual threat quarterback. Like I said, if something were to happen to LJ, he can come in and hold it down. And we still got Anthony Brown as well. So that's my mock draft 1.0 for this week. Let's go 2.0. I got Zay Flowers from in this other one. I made a trade with KC. I got pick 31 and pick 62 for them to get pick 22. So I got a second round pick. So at 31, I took Zay Flowers right here, wide receiver, Boston College. Like I said, make this run dangerous. Whereas though teams can say, "Oh no, we're going to force them to pass because they good. Their receivers not good." It's not the case no more. Let's turn
Mhm.
this run from one of the worst into the league into one of the best. So Zay Flowers right here at 31. Number, you can hear me clearly, Shannon.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask that a lot, so just be prepared. Number 63. I don't know how he fell here. Maybe that's just how this mock worked. Deontay Banks going out of Maryland. We all know he's going to be a first round talent unless something crazy happens. But
Mhm.
yeah, I got him here at 63. I had to take him. I'm sorry. So, play on that other side, Marlon Humphrey. Both the Maryland corner. Maryland got two receivers that's going to get drafted and two corners that's going to get drafted. So shout out
Mhm.
to Coach Mike Loxley up there at College Park.
Mhm.
Pick 86, I took Byron Young again, the D tackle out of Alabama. Like I said, we only got one interior defensive lineman that's guaranteed to be on the contract after this season, and that's like I said, Travis Jones. So we need some depth there. We need some more bigger bodies because you got to get interior pass rush as well as outside.
Mhm.
One pick 124. I took the Braden Daniels, guard out of Utah. Like I said, we definitely gonna need a guard because we lost a guard and a center. So we're gonna need to touch the off and tackle because I doubt if the Ravens resign Juwan James, especially with the injury history. So we're gonna need a guard, tackle, and center at some point. So I took Braden Daniels. Him and Ben Cleveland can compete for that spot right there. At pick 157, I took Ali Gay at outside linebacker defensive end for LSU.
Mhm.
Yeah, he had 7 sacks this year. The year before last, he had 11, so he definitely can get to the passer. Get to the quarterback. So and he can stop the run as well. Right now we only have three guys that's guaranteed to be on our roster. It's Tyus Bowser, David Ajabo, and Dafield Way. Jeremiah Moon is a, maybe practice squad guy. Who else we got? The other guy that got hurt, I forgot his name, came from the Dolphins, but those guys are not guaranteed to make the team, so we're gonna need some depth right there. So go
Mhm.
Ali Gay, like you said, can never have enough pass rushes and corners. So yeah, it's a passing league. And at pick 199, went quarterback again, and this guy went to Lamar Jackson school, Malik
Mm.
Cunningham. You know, play a similar style to Lamar. In case Tyler Huntley want to go somewhere else and get a chance to start. So I got
Mhm.
Malik Cunningham right here. I'm gonna do two more and then we'll move on.
Mhm.
This one right here, I did a trade with KC. I think no, it was the Saints. Like they gave me pick 29, I gave them 22, and they gave me pick 76 and 210 and 76. So right here, I took Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback out of Mississippi State. Long guy. Like I said, we're gonna need somebody to play on the other side unless Marcus Peters come back on a cheap deal. We'll see how that goes.
Mhm.
Number 76, I took Rashid Rice, wide receiver out of SMU. SMU receivers have been doing pretty well in the league. Cortland Sutton, Emmanuel Sanders has had a good career. James Prochet is not a bad receiver, but he's yet to live up to the billing, and some of it's due to opportunity and the system. So with Todd Monken's system this year, I think if we decide to keep him, I think he'll, put up a much better stat line. Uh, Zach Harrison, we go to Ohio State again. That's the brother of Malik Harrison, whoever for those who don't know. Feel me? That's his little
Mhm.
brother. So yeah, he's gonna be in EDC's ear about this. He's a good edge rusher, can set the run, can stop the run and cover. But mostly he's gonna be rushing the pass ahead. So I got him at 86. 124, Byron Young. I picked him a lot lately because like I said, his tape just looked real good against me falls in the interior D line. He can rush the passer. He reminds me like of a Chris Jones type, falls. He can just stop the run and get pressure. Um, right here, 157. I took Nick Broker. I think that's his name. Guard from Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, we all know what's going on with Ben Powers. He's now in Denver, getting
Mhm.
that guap. So he could compete with Ben Cleveland and those guys, John Simpson for the guard spot. At
Mhm.
199, took Jaron Hall, quarterback out of BYU. Mobile quarterback. I think he threw for like 20 something touchdowns, 7 interceptions, rushed for like 1,000 yards. So and like I said, if LJ was to go down, we got a capable guy to come in and lead the way.
Mhm.
210. This is more so a depth pick. Carter Warren, offensive tackle, Pittsburgh. Like I said, no Jawan James. So we're gonna need somebody to back up the left tackle, which is Ronnie Stanley. We all know he can go down at any given second. So you got him there at the left side. And you got Falehe backing up Morgan Moses. Morgan Moses not gonna be here long because he's up there in age, and plus he's only on a
Mm-hmm.
2-year deal now. So Falehe gonna probably be that future right tackle. So we're good there.
Mm-hmm.
257. Want receiver. I got that from the Saints pick as well. Ronnie Bell, wide receiver, Michigan. Man, he made a lot of big plays this year. He done made about the big plays in the bowl games and stuff like that, and beating the Big Ten championship. 6'2", 210 pounds, solid receiver. Harbaugh loved the Michigan guys. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
he gonna show his brother love. So he go back to Ann Arbor again and grab Ronnie Bell. All right, so I'm gonna do one more. That's it. All right, this one I
Okay.
traded it with KC as well. They gave me pick 31 for 22, pick 63, pick 201, and pick 203 and 259.
Right.
Excuse me. Right here, they gave me right here. Excuse me. Right here, pick 31. I took Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver, Tennessee. Like I said, we
Mm-hmm.
got to make this receiver room respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 63, Julius Brents, corner out of Kansas State, big corner, 6'2", 6'3", long arms. Get your hands on him. Reminds you of Jimmy Smith, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Tariq Stevenson, go corner again. Why not? My guy from the U. Now you got two big corners with Marlon Humphrey out there. Now Marlon Humphrey can move around, play the slide, and move around. Now then put these two on the outside with Marlon and Armour Davis. So we're gonna have a lot of depth there in case of injury. We always get injuries at the corner for some reason. Now we
Mm-hmm.
got two guys that can step in and play right away. Number 124 go wide receiver again with Trey Palmer, wide receiver out of Nebraska. Guy ran a 4.24 at the combine, a 4.24 blazing speed, so he can get behind anybody and he can return kicks and punts. This right here
Mm-hmm.
put Devin Duvernay on his game. Like, man, if you bullshit if you want to, Trey Palmer's gonna take your spot. That's how this, and he's tall, he's 6'2", Duvernay
Mm-hmm.
5'9". So yeah, me 5'10", 5'11". But yeah, Trey Palmer he got lightning speed. Right here, 157, went Brandon Daniels again, guard out of Utah. Like I said, to compete with Ben Powers and give us that depth at the guard. At 203, I took this. I took an edge rusher, Habaku Baldonado. I think I said it right. Edge rusher out of Pittsburgh. He said he's a wine. That's why his name is like that. 10
Mm-hmm.
sacks. I'm real good friends with one of the corners there, Marquez Williams. I always have him on my show. He told me this kid is like that. This kid can get to the quarterback, and
Mm-hmm.
he a real deal. He's not. He's yet to tell me a lie. So I would love to have this kid on the team and for us to add to the pass rushing depth. And at 259, we got Micah Bakersville, linebacker out of LSU. So if we trade Patrick Queen, we're going to replace him with another LSU linebacker. So that'll round up all my mock drafts right there. All right, so next topic. How would a combo of OBJ, Lamar, uh, Rashod Bateman, and Mark Andrews and J.K. Dobbins strike fear in opposing defenses? The floor is yours, co-host.
Um, as long as they're used the right way and in a creative way, I think that they would strike fear. How they could strike fear is just being able to utilize all of them. Lamar himself is a weapon. So outside of being a typical quarterback, we know what he's able to do in the run game as well. Um, having Odell out there with Rashad and adding Andrews and even sometimes like adding everybody to me, Aguilar. Like I just feel like we have enough pieces now where we should be able to be creative. It shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be a situation of where we're taking guys off and bringing guys on. Like they make a play, you take them right off. Like let guys get into a rhythm. Um, but I just think that if they're utilized right, it's going to open up a lot because at that point, if Lamar and the passing game can be respected, it's not so. It's like it's going to be like pick your poison. Do you want
Mm-hmm.
to try to stop the run, or do you want to try to stop the pass? So I think that adding Odell just opened everything up, and I've already
Yeah.
been really high on the skill players that we have around Lamar. I understand that they haven't been Pro Bowl type of players, but I just feel like it was a scheme and how they were used as to why a lot of our guys didn't do so well. But adding Odell doesn't take anything away from that. So I think that having him will open up so much more as long as everybody is utilized the right way.
I completely agree with that, Shannon. Like I said, now, like I said, you got to put respect on Odell's name. I get it; he was hurt and all that. But you still got to put respect on his name. Like he can line up in the slot, he can line up here, inside, outside. You can run reverses with him, jet
Mhm.
screens. I get it. Like he had the ACL injuries, but he's fully healthy now. So like they said, no, the Ravens wouldn't have gave him that money. And trust me, if there were any injury concerns, trust
Mhm.
me, believe that we all know they do their due diligence. Like I said, when Odell's healthy, he's still a top 10 talent.
Mhm.
Of course, the numbers don't really show like that, but the kid, like I said, he just literally helped the team win a Super Bowl, last year. So, him, Bateman is, like I said, good talent, just have to stay healthy. So, like,
Mhm.
as long as he stays healthy, that I think that the numbers are going to improve. Like I said, each year, he always made his rookie year, he made some solid plays, and this year he made some big plays. So, them two out down the outside, then you sprinkle in Duvernay. He stays healthy. We all know what he brings to the table with his, jet sweeps, bubble screens. His route running got a whole lot better last year. He was on his way to having a pretty solid season before he got hurt. J.K. Dobbins, another guy. Me and Chris was talking about this last week. Shout out to my man Chris, just joking. Y'all subscribe to the Deep Cover Podcast, man. Good stuff, man. Every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Um, him and Gus, man, they're gonna wear teams down. So now they put 9, 10 in the box. Now you got all three of them guys out there, plus a rookie, whoever we decide to draft, or D Hop or
Mhm.
whoever we get, Mike Evans, whoever. You add
Mhm.
that to the mix with the fact that Lamar can still kill you with RPOs and read options. Like, how you gonna defend that? Then Mark
Yeah.
Andrews and Isaiah Likely and Charlie Kolar. Like, it's like pick your poison. Like I said, now we got a coordinator that's going to use all his toys. Like Greg Roman didn't use all his toys; he just used one
Mhm.
or
Right.
one and two. Well, two. Mark Andrews and Lamar. That's it. Like
Mhm.
JK got pissed off that he only had 12 carries in the playoff game. Todd Monken not going to do that. If the run's working, he's going to run JK and Gus until their tongues hang out.
Mhm.
If the pass is there, he's going to throw the ball. Lamar going to have 400 or 500 yards passes. So Todd Monken's that guy. Like whatever you allow him to do, he's gonna do it until you completely stop it. So
Mhm.
I like this offensive group we got right here, man. Like I said, if everybody stays healthy, and like I said, we just make the right changes to get this receiver room the way we want. Man, watch out. This could be a 13, 14 win team. I'm just saying. Like we don't. The last time we were fully healthy with no like 2019 was our last fully healthy year.
Mhm.
2020 we had a couple injuries, had COVID. 2021 injuries. This year we had a couple injuries. The one we couldn't really overcome was Lamar. Tyler Huntley just played a little bit better, whereas though it didn't sink. And like I said, but both times Lamar got hurt, we were 8-3, top of the division, top of the AFC. So he stayed healthy, be good, and everybody else stay healthy. Like I said, this could be a 12 or 13 win team easily.
Yeah.
So
The
yeah,
good thing the good
yeah,
thing
go ahead.
about the good thing about adding Odell is that we're not expecting him to come in and be the number one guy because we do have pieces around, but he's still respectable where defenses have to defend him. So at that point, like we keep saying, pick your poison. Who you going to double if that's what you want to do? They might feel like they might not respect anybody enough yet offensively to feel like they have to double anybody. But then in that case, it benefits us because you're not having double teams, and then you just have to win your matchup. So I haven't been this excited to see an offense since after Lamar's MVP season because I didn't expect that in 2019. So then in 2020, I was it had expectations. So I was excited for the 2020 season to start. But then with COVID and all the things that was going on, there was a lot that was going on that season. But I'm actually excited about who we have on our team right now offensively.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, we got Justice Hill. Like I said, hopefully, he get used a little more. He don't fumble the football. That's why I said we needed another third back because he can catch up the backfield. He runs hard, but he puts the ball on the ground too much, and he's good on special teams. But another back. Oh, you talking? Shout out to my man Boogie, the big Myron Johnson. He said the Raiders will beat the Ravens in the wild card. The Raiders are not even gonna make the playoffs. Boogie, I'm sorry. Y'all got to retool your offensive line, some shit. You got two receivers, your quarterback. You got Jimmy G. You got to figure out what you're going to do there. Will Levis might be a starter. Who knows? got issues in the secondary. You lost Rocketson, you lost a couple players back there, so y'all got a lot of issues to figure out who you even talk about playoffs. But anyway, on to the next topic. Darius Slay comments about a certain player joining the Ravens. What did you make about that, and who you think the player is?
Well, I would say it's D Hop. And the reason why I'm saying it's D Hop is because was it Joe Lombardi, whoever it was last week when a report came out that
Yeah,
Lamar supposedly made the demand about getting Odell or D Hop, and that the Ravens were going to try their best to get both. Well, try to get one, not both. Try to get one or the other. And from different reports I saw, they were talking to the Cardinals about a trade for D Hop. Obviously, Odell's situation happened sooner, which makes sense because we didn't have to give up anything to get Odell. It was just a matter of agreeing on a contract. Another reason why I think it's D Hop is because today on a Pat McPhee show, Pac Man was on there and he
Pat
said,
McAfee.
but
Pat
yeah,
McAfee said fee.
Pac Pac Man was on there and he said that alluded to D Hop possibly coming to the Ravens.
Okay.
So do I think that it will happen? Probably not, only because too much has to happen for that to happen. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what the Cardinals want. We don't have a lot of draft capital to give up. Another team might be able to give them what they want. So I don't know if that's going to happen. But what did I make of the comments? I thought it was interesting. And when I think about who it may be, I instantly thought about D Hop.
Okay. That was I agree to an extent. Our best case scenario would be to trade back. You know, like let's say go from 22 to 31 and get a couple extra picks and trade our current 86 to the Cardinals and maybe a next year fourth. That should do the trick. And if we got to throw Patrick Queen in there as a consolation, so be it. You know what I mean? Like we can just draft a linebacker later on in the draft, or just sign one. There's veterans out there you can sign, or just give Lee Harrison a fair shot and Josh Ross. So, but anyway, it could be DeAndre Hopkins, but it also could be Jarvis Landry, like I said, because it didn't make sense because him and Odell was tight. You know, they got a good bond, and he's a free agent. He doesn't have to wait for a trade, and he did say he's waiting for Odell to sign too, man. So well, D Hop, it's not his choice right now. He has to wait for the Cardinals to see where they're going to
Mm-hmm.
go. They can
Mm-hmm.
send him wherever. They can send him to goddamn Houston, back to Houston, to let him. I ain't gonna say let him rock because the team could be much better. They got a lot of draft picks, but just send him somewhere he don't really want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And ain't like basketball. You can get bored out and all that. So yeah, so but DeAndre Hopkins was the first name, but another name definitely came was Jarvis Landry. So if it were to be Jarvis Landry, what would be your thoughts on that? Me personally, I wouldn't mind, but I'll get into that when it's my turn.
Wouldn't bother me. I mean, again, getting if he's a free agent, it makes sense because we're not giving up anything to get him. So yeah, I mean that makes sense. And that makes more sense than D Hop. I mean, and it's like we would want D Hop because he got for sure hands, right?
Yeah,
And we know everything about him. But what are we giving up to get him? Same thing with Sutton from the Broncos. Like, what are you giving up to get him? So if you're telling me that, and I didn't know that he was a free agent. I'm talking about Jarvis Landry, and so somebody in the group had mentioned it before. But yeah, he makes total sense. If it's a matter of not have because we don't have a lot of picks to give up anyway.
right.
So yeah, that makes plenty. I wouldn't be mad about that.
I'm gonna say this: if we ain't burning the house down because we signed Nelson Aguilar, Jarvis Landry is a way better receiver. Like, can we all like? It's not no discussion, right? Jarvis Landry is a way better receiver than Nelson Aguilar. Like, it's not even a discussion, right? So we bring
Hmm.
in Jarvis Landry for a cheap jet. I would love that because he's a savvy route runner. Feel me?
Hmm.
Tough as nails. We know that he blocks, run, like he gonna get the grit. He don't mind catching the 5, 6 yard passes, getting down and dirty. He's basically like a faster version of Anquan. Feel me?
Hmm.
Like Jarvis always been a gritty guy. Like he had 1,000 yards with Tannehill and Baker and all these other sorry quarterbacks throwing to him. Feel me? So then you give him Lamar, and then look, you come out there, you going to Cincinnati, right? No, they got their 3 hitter monster. We come up with Odell Beckham, Rashod Bateman, Jarvis Landry, Devin Duvernay, and whoever
Hmm.
we draft, like I say, Zay Jones or Jack JSN or Jordan Addison or Quentin Johnson or Hyatt. How you gonna defend that? Wood Andrews, likely Kolar, and then the run game, and then Lamar
Hmm.
himself. Like, come on. Like we gotta
And
we gotta
he's also familiar with the offensive coordinator.
There you go. Both of them had 1,000 yards in that system. Like,
Yeah.
come on now. Like, I know that them and Marlon and Marcus Peters had all that little rah-rah, but I think all that will get put to bed because everybody's
Oh
trying
yeah,
to win
definitely,
everybody's trying to
definitely.
win a championship. So for those who want to say, oh, remember he called them girlfriends and all that. Yeah, they'll make a man. They'll probably joke about it in the presser. You know how it is. They'll like
Hmm.
make a light joke about it. But like I said, everybody's trying to win a championship. So we need to go ahead and load this thing up. We seen what Philly did. We seen what San Fran did. Like it's okay to draft and wait for the guys to develop, but we don't have 5 years. Feel me? To wait for
Hmm.
the players. We got to win now. So go ahead and grab drivers. Double down with a receiver. You can still grab a corner, especially if you trade back and get a second. You can still get a starting corner, and then you got guys like Rocky Sin that's out there. So you can pick him up and add to the secondary. So either way with D Hop or Jarvis Landry, I'm good with either one. All right,
Hmm.
last topic, and then we'll pick this back up Thursday with Shannon topic. Uh, with us drafting Odell, excuse me, with us signing Odell Beckham, how will it affect the Ravens draft board?
Um, I think it affects it because I don't think they're going to reach for a wide receiver if they're not high on their board at that point. I think that having Odell, uh, it makes me feel like even more that we could move back possibly in the draft. Because
Right.
like I said, we all feel like 5 picks is not enough. I'm pretty
Nah.
sure. Well, we've heard Eric DeCosta say, what he would like to do, and I think that if there is a good handful of guys that they really like at 22 still available, I definitely think they will move back because they will probably feel like we could still get whoever said guy may be. Um, I do also think bringing in Odell, we probably wouldn't go wide receiver first round,
Yeah.
only because it would kind of be like, to me, overdoing it at that point. Because, like you said, if we're going to bring in possibly D Hop or Jarvis Landry, then what are we drafting a wide receiver for in the first round? So then I could see us going cornerback at that position in the first round. So that's how I think it affects it. I think that it helps us because we don't have to reach, and that if there's more people available at 22 that they like, they have a better chance of probably moving back and getting more draft picks to be able to have more picks in the later round. So that's what I think. It just helped them not prioritize wide receivers so much. Even though I want Zay Flowers, I just think that wide receiver might not be at the top of their list anymore, particularly if it's still a lot of players that they like at 22 available. They'll probably move back.
Boogie says she know how to stuff. She should be a Raiders fan. I don't think Shannon would do that. But anyway, thank you. She appreciate the compliment, but I know she's not going to jump shit like that. That's my man. That's my guy. He been a Raider fan since the mascot had both their eyes on. And that's how long he been a fan of the Raiders. But yeah, anyway, me personally, Shannon, I would like a receiver. Tell you why? Because now you're going to stack the room. Because at the end of the day, like Odell was only on a 1 year deal. Jarvis come here. It will most likely be a 1 year deal. So
Mhm.
build this room for the future. Like I said, James Prochet contract is up this year. He probably won't make the team anyway. If he do, he's gonna be slim pickings. It might be a Miles Boykin situation. At least it's probably gonna be worse. At least Miles Boykin's got us some touchdowns. James Prochet has not gave us nothing but a bunch of hype and a bunch of mental illness commercials, which is respect. But uh, Tylen Wallace only got 2 years left, so why not build this room for the future? Go ahead and double down. Why not get Zay Flowers? Get one of them. That way now, if somebody gets hurt, you're not calling Deshaun Jackson. You're not calling T.Y. Hilton week 9. You're not calling Dez Bryant and Brandon Marshall. You're not calling Reggie Wayne to see if he still can run routes. Feel me? Like you're not calling none of these guys that are retired or should be retired. You got depth already in place. So
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead and go receive. Like I said, if Deontay Banks or Joey Porter there versus available more and you like them more than a receiver, cool. But if they're not and there's Zay Flowers there, don't just say, oh, we're not gonna take a receiver because we already signed Odell. Let me piggyback to last year. And you're gonna agree with this wholeheartedly. Didn't we just sign Marcus Williams? And who we drafted first
Mhm.
round? Cal Hamilton, right? And we
Mhm.
still had Chuck Clark, who was playing pretty good football. Might not have been, you know, nothing to talk to them, go on and cry mama, but he was serviceable enough. And we had Deshaun Elliott here, who we could resign for a cheap deal. So that's what I'm saying. We do it on the defensive side. We double up and triple up there, but when it comes to offense, no, we no. Getting him and Aguilar was cool. I get that, but nah. still get a receiver. If one of them guys are there, get a receiver. Because like I said, your best player on the team is the quarterback. It's the
Mhm.
quarterback. Keep him happy. Keep him happy. Whereas though somebody go down, now boom, Zay slide in and get a roll. Boom, everything staying afloat. Like I said, versus getting on the phone trying to pick up a veteran or pick up a Andy Isabella and all those guys. No, we already got we got depth already here. And plus Todd Monken is not Greg Roman. He don't put only 1 or 2 receivers on the field. He go 4 or 5 receivers on the field. He utilized all the receivers. So at any given time, it can be 3 to 4 receivers, maybe 5 on the field. So guys are going to play. And plus he has a steady rotation. So guys are going to touch the field. And plus, it makes it better. Like nobody's getting tired. Nobody's getting keyed on. Now Zay can come out there and want serious key you some. Duvernay, you feel me? Whoever else. No, if we get D Hop or Mike, they can give you something. Keep teams guessing. That's going to make us a dangerous offense. The more, the merrier. That's just my opinion. If a corner, like I said, if a corner there, cool, but I wouldn't mind taking a receiver in the first round because, like I said, it's just going to make our wide receiver run even more dangerous.
So all of the points that you just made make a lot of sense. Like when you talk about building for the future, right? So I'm thinking about it. What if if this year goes how we all hope, like it's successful with Odell and Jarvis, if it's a Jarvis Landry or D Hop, whoever it might be, right? And you have Bateman, and then you're gonna have draft picks next year. um would you really be that upset if they didn't take a wide receiver? Like, what if they looked and said, well, next year we'll draft wide receivers and think about depth, but this year, because we're trying to focus on this particular year, we're not going to go wide receiver first? Like, if it's wide receivers, deep defensive tackles, cornerbacks, and a lot of them available at 22, they might not want to take a wide receiver because they might have so many other guys that's still on their draft board that may be available. So I understand the depth part of it, because like to me, like you mentioned earlier about the defensive line. We only have one guy under contract for the defensive line next year. To me, that's more of a need than grabbing a wide receiver when you just signed Odell. You just brought in Aguilar. We can't act like we don't have expectations for Bateman. Like, we have weapons right now without adding a wide receiver in the draft. So I would like a wide receiver too. I've been saying it since we've been doing this. I would like Zay Flowers. But I can also see a situation where they wouldn't go wide receiver just because they've already invested so much in the wide receiver position in free agency right now.
Right.
So I can see both sides of it. I really can. But honestly, the depth needs to be on the defensive front. Like, we don't have anybody up there right now.
We do. It's just right now. These what we got on. These are the guys that are currently on the roster. Oh, I'm sorry, Marcus and Michael Paris is contract wise. He's under contract, but by him being older, they might say, what, save a little money, buy film and get him out of here. But he's got 3 years left. So like I said, but so as of right now, him and Travis Jones, the only ones are contract wise are guaranteed to be here. But we got Travis Jones, Michael Paris, Justin Menabuke, Broderick Washington. Three of those guys going on the field because we play a 3-4, right? So you only have
Hmm.
one reserve. That's not gonna cut it. You need at least 6 guys. Feel me? That way each guy got a sub. So you definitely gonna have to draft one and probably pick one up as an undrafted free agent. We hit on those guys as far as defensive linemen.
Yeah.
That's how Michael Paris made the team. So we
Hmm.
that this could be no doubt in my mind we'll find somebody, late rounds. Like I said, then if we trade back and pick up a 7 for something, we'll probably get 2 of them. But
Hmm.
you make a valid points. But like I said, if Joey Porter or Christian Gonzalez somehow, some way falls that far, you take them for
Hmm.
sure. Yeah, because those guys are bona fide corners. Devin Witherspoon, those guys, Cam Smith, those guys available, and Zay Flowers and Addison and all them been picked. Yeah, you take a
Hmm.
corner. Like I said, either way, I wouldn't mind, but I just say that just because I want Lamar to have as many weapons as possible. That way, if somebody get hurt, we're not scrapping to
I
the bottom of the
understand.
barrel. But like I said, we get a corner, yeah, cool. Because we do still got to stop teams. For football is not played like basketball. Make it take it. So
Hmm.
either way, it's fine with me.
Right.
I'm gonna read this last comment from Buki, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Stop the cat. We went to the playoffs with a worse team. We always gave Ravens problems. We beefed up the D line, the O line, safeties, and better. On the draft corner, see you wild card weekend. Hey man, if you can know the, if you can predict the future, Yeah.
Gave us problems when? The last time I remember playing them in the playoffs was
Uh,
in 2000, and we beat
nah, not reason. I know why he said that because the last time we played them, they beat us. They beat us. Remember we opening day in 2021. They beat us. Remember we came back. We were up 14-0. They came. Remember
Oh,
all our
yeah.
running backs. Yeah, all our running backs was hurt
Okay.
and all that. They came back. Zay Flower,
I
Zay
thought he was
Jones.
talking. I thought he was talking playoffs. That's why I was like, "What are you
No,
talking
no, no.
about?"
The playoffs. They never. We sent them home. So he know better not to talk crazy like that. He talking about in general. So yeah, we were split though, because like I said, they beat us then 2018, that we beat them. 2017 we beat them. 2016, 15 they beat us. So it's been about split for us regular season. Been about split. So I don't know. But anyway, he got Stephon. That's when Stephon Yates. He said we got Brent Urban. Brent Urban out on the contract, bro. So I don't, that's why he is a free agent right now. He was only here for 1 year. They could bring him back, but he's not currently in the contract right now. I'm gonna read one more. Like I said, then we'll get up out of here. Let's this guy right here. What do you say? Trying to get it to come up. There you go. It's an arms race to load up on wide receivers in the AFC conference. Bengals are the standard on wide receiver trios. That's true. That's why, and I just said that earlier. Remember, I just said we going to Cincinnati, and I
Hmm.
named the receivers. Like, yeah, you gotta definitely compete with them. Pittsburgh. See, Pittsburgh, a team like that, they can pass on a receiver first round because they can get a guy in the sixth round and he can be a contributor. Uh, so as of right now, even with Odell and all our receiving core is still like it will be probably all right. I will put Cincinnati one for sure. Pittsburgh, I'll give us a slight edge because Odell is more proven than George Pickens. The Browns will probably be right there third. Because with Mari Cooper, you got Andy Schwartz, Donald People Jones. So Aguilar, he's not the best, but he did win a Super Bowl. He did contribute. So it's a lot better now than it was the last 2 years. So like you said, if we do go corner and we get one like in the third round, because in the third, fourth round, still some good receivers. You got Jonathan Mingo, you got Xavier Hutchinson, you got Trey Palmer, who I just said, Bryce Ford Wheaton, you got let's see. Deion, goddamn, Raheem Jarrett and Dante Demas in the fifth and sixth rounds. Matt
Hmm.
Landis, wide receiver from Arkansas, you got him in the later rounds. You even got a 6th round pick. It's a lot of guys out there. The guy from Princeton. You got Rashid Rice. Like you got options. Tillman and Hyatt. You got options. So you know, everything will work itself out. But I believe ADC is definitely going to trade back and get at least extra 2 picks. And he might
Hmm.
move a player and get a pick. He might move Queen and get a third and a fourth. That's just as good as getting a second. So yeah. So everybody tune in Thursday. He's not on the contract stuff. I'm not going to do this with you right now. Anyway, tune in Thursday. Shannon going to send me a topic. Probably if not today, probably tomorrow, whenever she gets
Hmm.
this. I kind of know what some of it's going to be. But yeah, it's gonna be a good show. So Shannon, anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
No, I'm ready for the draft next week.
Yes, sir, man. You both. So yeah, man. Everybody tune in. For those who know the Ravens are holding a draft party. At the stadium. I'm gonna try to go there. So long as the ticket's not super high, I might
I
buy me
went.
and
I
shit.
went last year. I went last year, and it is a lot of fun. I went
Okay.
last year. Usually the Ravens events at the stadium a ton of fun. I would suggest anybody who's never been to the stadium, haven't been to like a game, if you want to get down there and experience the stadium and see what it's like to be there, that's a fun event. I see this year they're going to have like some on-field activities. They normally have that when it's the women's event that I go to every year.
Right.
Um, so if I wasn't going out of town, I would be down there because it was lit last year. Definitely go down there if you can.
You already know I'll be there every Sunday in the bank.
Oh yeah,
You
I know
already
you do. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a attest to Shannon. Yeah, it's definitely lit, man. That atmosphere, man, like it's definitely. So I'm gonna see how much these tickets are. So I'm definitely gonna if it's not crazy, I'm gonna pop up. They shouldn't be because it's a draft event. So yeah,
Yeah, they
I'm
weren't
definitely
expensive last year.
yeah. Also, I'll probably pop up in there, chill, and kick it with Captain Defense and all them guys like that. Everybody, like I said, see y'all Thursday. We got another good show in store for y'all. That my laptop's finally working. Thank God. So yeah, everything's gonna be much better now. So everybody, make sure y'all trade. talking Ravens all day, every day with your host Justin P and my lovely co-host Miss Shannon Fitch. Catch us on Twitter, IG. I got TikTok. I got Snapchat. I got basically all the social media platforms. Everything's right there in the description. See y'all guys Thursday and enjoy the playoffs tonight. We out.
All right. See you, Justin.
I see you, Shannon.
Bye bye.